and welcome to my limited edition, one-time only presidential podcast, hosted by me, McKinley Pasiakos, and today I'm joined by two very special guests.
Hi, I'm Paloma. I'm Marissa.
And today we're going to be talking about President John F. Kennedy and the impact of him as a president and of his death. It's been talked about a lot, and it will continue to be talked about, and so I'd like to join that list of people who talk about it.
Yes.
But I want to kind of do something different, and I want to dream up what could have been if JFK wasn't shot and killed on the grassy knoll of Dallas, Texas. All right, so let's start at the beginning. How much do you guys know about JFK?
What you've told me? Yeah, that he was shot. That's literally all.
All you know is that he died. Perfect. So, John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born on May 29th, 1917, in Brookline, Massachusetts, to parents Rose and Joseph Kennedy. So, the Kennedy family was actually a newer one. You might think they were old money, but Joseph Kennedy kind of started up his own legacy, becoming a philanthropist. And so that meant all 9 of the Kennedy children.
Jeez, 9?
Yeah. You know, Catholic family of the time.
Jeez.
Had a lot of great opportunities opened to them, and one of those opportunities was attending Harvard University.
Oh.
Which he was accepted after sending a letter that only contained a few short sentences.
Are you kidding me?
Which I will read for you now. The reasons that I have for wishing to go to Harvard are several. I feel that Harvard can give me a better background and a better liberal education than any other university.
Hey.
I have always wanted to go there, as I have felt that it is not just another college, but is a university with something definite to offer. Then, too, I would like to go to the same college as my father. To be a Harvard man is an enviable distinction, and one that I sincerely hope I shall attain. So that was his entire...
Is that
that's
actually...
all? That's genuinely all he wrote to get into Harvard.
How rich was his family, genuinely? Because, like, how did he even...
They were pretty well off. Joe Kennedy was actually the ambassador for London.
So, do legacies actually, like, count that much?
Yeah. I mean, they still do.
They still like that?
Oh, yeah.
No, you still have to be smart, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing about Kennedy was he was, like, kind of a mediocre student.
He sounds stupid. No offense.
He was kind of mediocre as a student. But, you know, he still got in, and he actually still graduated in 1940.
Yeah, you know what?
You know what? Like, he still graduated. He also went on to start graduate school at Stanford after. So
how did he get into that?
You know, the graduation from Harvard probably helped. So it's important to note that not only was he a mediocre student, but he was also very sick as a child and as an adult. He actually suffered from Addison's disease, which caused him to have chronic back pain and just an issue that he dealt with his entire life, leading to him having to wear back braces and have surgeries, which...
Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah, which a lot of people actually didn't know, and it wasn't revealed until after he was killed and his autopsy report was revealed to the public.
So no one knew?
So nobody outside of his family knew, and he was on copious amounts of pain medication for it, like opioids. It was a whole thing. But because of that Addison's disease, he really shouldn't have been able to enlist in the Navy, but again, because of connections, he actually enlisted in the Navy and became a lieutenant, and later earned a Purple Heart for saving his crew on the PT-109 cruiser after it was sunk by Japanese battleships, which is actually like an entire another story that I could talk about. It involves a lot of coconuts.
What? Oh, I think you fell out a coconut tree.
Which he actually he used a coconut to save his crew, and then used that as a paperweight when he became president.
I would do the same thing.
Okay, honestly, now he sounds like he grew quite a bit.
No, yeah, you know, the Navy changes you. But that's like a whole other story. Anyways, after World War II ended, JFK considered a few careers before going into politics. He considered being a teacher or an author. And oddly enough, he actually tried writing a spy novel once. Never got published, but he wrote one.
He finished it?
Yeah, he finished it. Which, you know...
Do we know if it's good or not?
I haven't read it personally, but I think that'd be fun to read. I think the JFK library might have it in print. But he really was drawn towards politics after his older brother, Joe Kennedy Jr., was killed in action in 1944 after his plane was blown up basically, and he crashed.
Oh,
And so he ended up running for Congress in Massachusetts' 11th district and ended up winning in 1946. So that was basically the start of his political career. He eventually served 3 terms in the House of Representatives and eventually became senator in 1952. Shortly after that, he actually had a back operation because of his Addison's disease, and then he married Jacqueline Bouvier, who is Jackie Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
Which, something I want to know is that Jackie Kennedy was way more well off than the Kennedys were. She came from a very high class, old
She's
money
like
family.
super, super rich.
Yeah, super rich. And had, like, honestly a better education than him in some ways. She was very smart, but
She's ahead of her time. I don't know.
yeah. So, in 1956, Kennedy was actually very close to being chosen as the person picked to run for vice president, but he didn't get chosen.
Ooh,
So instead, he decided to run for president the next election.
Oh.
And in 1960, him and his running mate, Lyndon B. Johnson, were selected as the Democratic nominees, running against the current vice president at the time, Richard Nixon.
It's an interesting.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother. Podcast.
That's a whole nother podcast. Maybe I'll keep doing this. So this election was special for a very specific. Do you know, like, what happened in this election?
No. Wait, I remember, like, I don't know, I learned about it in, like, history class. I don't remember.
It was the first televised presidential debate. And when that happened, Nixon showed up on set right after being in the hospital due to a knee injury. And as soon as he stepped on set, he re-injured the knee injury. And so he was, like, sweating. He was, like, pale.
Oh, crap.
And they offered him, like, makeup for the screen on TV. And but he said no.
He's a macho man.
And and Kennedy was offered makeup, and he said yes.
Okay.
So when people watched the televised debate, they were like, oh my gosh, this young, handsome man is beating this sickly old man.
Oh.
So people who watched the televised debate thought Kennedy was winning, but the people who listened on the radio thought Nixon was winning.
Really?
Yeah. And Nixon was kind of like the top pick before that debate, and it kind of shifted.
So that plummeted his ratings.
Basically.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, and Lyndon B. Johnson was listening to the debate on the radio, and he literally was like, "Oh my God, he lost us the election," because he thought he was losing. And over 70 million people watched the televised debate. So the majority of the people tuned into that.
That's crazy.
And thought Kennedy was winning.
That's crazy.
So for the, like, next 3 debates after that, Nixon kind of, like, he knew it was up. He's like, I should wear makeup. I should look better on camera.
Yeah.
But it was too late by then. He already looked bad on the first one, and less people tuned into the other ones. So Kennedy ended up winning the election, becoming the youngest elected president ever and the first ever Catholic president.
How old was he? Interesting.
He was actually 43 years old.
I'm gonna beat him.
You're gonna be president?
Yeah.
So finally we've gotten to where Kennedy is president. Finally. So we can get...
Yay!
Yay! He's president! So as a president, he was pretty much a very strong believer in social justice and equal rights, which he fought for a lot of social equality and called for a lot of reform in legislation. Paloma's giving me a very weird look right now.
I didn't expect that.
I mean, it was the 1960s. That was kind of the era of Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, so, like, that's what, like, I just wonder, like, what his approval ratings after he was elected, because that goes against a lot of what was happening at the time.
Yeah, he also had a lot of, like, specific reforms for disability rights and disability acts.
Really?
Because of Rosemary Kennedy, his sister.
Oh.
Who had a lobotomy. A whole other podcast.
That's another podcast.
A whole other podcast. But
I didn't know lobotomies were, like, a real thing.
Are you serious?
I thought they were just, like, a myth or something.
No, they happened.
Okay.
But that's how crazy they were, that they seemed like they wouldn't happen.
Wow.
So he was kind of something of, like, an idealist. He wanted to have America to return to that goal of reaching freedom and the evolution of human rights now that the war was over. And unfortunately, due to the pressure of the Soviet Union at the time, those goals were kind of put on the back burner because guess what? We were in the middle of the Red Scare.
Oh, beautiful.
Perfect. So he kind of took like a hands-off approach to things. He didn't really take what military officials told him at face value, and he didn't really trust them. And have you guys heard of the Cuban Missile Crisis?
Yes.
Briefly. So basically, Kennedy attempted to overthrow the fascist government in Cuba with the Bay of Pigs, which was a horrible failure. So
I just had to learn about this in my class.
Oh, that's nice. So because of that, the Soviets actually reinforced their hold on Western Berlin, and Kennedy responded to that by strengthening their forces in Berlin and continuing on their campaign to win the space race. Which actually, this whole thing is what started the building of the Berlin Wall.
That's so random.
I mean,
the Cuban Missile Crisis led to the building of the Berlin Wall.
No, the Bay of Pigs.
Oh.
Yeah. So, because of that entire thing, the Cuban Missile Crisis happened.
It's after.
Yeah, it's after. Which is where the Soviets planned to place nuclear weapons in Cuba. And Kennedy found out about that from some secret intelligence. And instead, he imposed a quarantine on all nuclear weapons. He kind of chose a defensive route rather than offensive, which was the opposite of what...
That's good, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out great.
Yeah.
Because nobody, like, he recognized that both sides didn't want to nuke each other, really.
Well, because then the world would end.
Exactly. But he was kind of told the opposite. He was told to take more of an offensive route. So that's important to note for later.
Good for him.
Yeah. So after that, the Test Ban Treaty was signed in 1963, and the Cold War was basically over. So now that I've spent most of this podcast explaining things you've probably heard before, it's time to get into my conspiracy theory.
All right, let's hear it.
First of all, the fact that he even got assassinated that day is actually kind of insane, because there are things that just kind of fell into place that feel like there's no way that happened.
Okay.
Like, it just doesn't make sense. And this sounds like I'm having a conspiracy theory about somebody else killing him. Another podcast, honestly. For one, remember the Addison's disease?
Yeah, his back.
Do you remember the back brace?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he had to wear a brace, right? Or
yeah,
corset.
he wore like basically a ribbed corset. Like, it looked like
All right,
Look up pictures after
and
this.
He wore makeup. He's
Social justice,
Yeah.
corset,
Alright.
makeup.
Okay.
But actually, it might be the corset that killed him.
So
Wait, I'm not laughing. I'm sorry. That was like that's just really interesting.
So obviously, a bullet killed him. But basically, when he got shot the first time, it went through his neck and through his trachea, and that was non-fatal. That bullet also went through the chair in front of him and pierced John Connolly, which he did not die.
Oh.
Also, there are some theories if that was the same bullet. Not going to get into that. But if you watch the video back,
Video of him being shot?
Yeah, if you watch the video back, when he gets shot through the neck, Connolly bends forward, like he jerks forward because he got shot. Kennedy sits up straight and kind of just leans from side to side because he can't bend over because he has a corset on.
Oh.
So because of that, he's basically just a sitting duck moving slowly in a car, and he gets shot in the head.
Oh,
And he-
they can go again because it's an easy target.
And so he died 30 minutes later.
Oh, that's so sad.
It is super sad.
I can't even imagine like first of all, obviously like how Jackie felt, like that's crazy, but also like the millions of people who were
Who
there,
saw that.
who watched, like that just must
They
be
were literally
such
there
a-
to see him.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you see it too, like on the video, there are kids in the background, and people don't know what's going on. Like, he got shot from the 6th floor of Dealey
that's
Plaza
absolutely insane.
with a $13 rifle. Well, $13
$13
then,
Okay.
yeah. But it's just,
how like that's not
it's probably $60-$70
so
today.
it's still pretty.
It's
like,
pretty cheap for
Yeah.
a gun. It's like a lot of things fell into place, and I can see why a lot of people had conspiracy theories about it.
So back then, could you also just buy a gun, like technically?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I mean, his assassination is really what led to, like, Secret Service being as tight as it is now.
So did they still had obviously security, but it just wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't the same. I mean, you don't see presidents driving around in motorcades without a roof anymore.
Yeah.
That's after him. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So that's one thing. He was actually, I mean, he was the last president to be assassinated, truly. There have been attempts, but he's the last one to have been killed.
That is so sad.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one thing that would have been different if he had not died is, I mean, probably somebody else would have died.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
What's his name? Jack Connolly or whatever?
Oh, not like in that situation. I mean, like some other president would have been easily assassinated.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's really like
that jumps.
That really kind of made things different, you know?
Yeah.
And something else was actually the Vietnam War.
What?
Yeah. It wouldn't have been as, like, big of a deal as it ended up being. And one of those reasons is because after Kennedy was killed, his ratings went up.
Why?
When people were asked about who they voted for after he died, about 2/3 of U.S. citizens said they voted for Kennedy, when really it was not.
What?
Why are people lying?
Because he was a martyr. People thought he was...
on.
Because he was dead, people were like, he was a better president than he really was. And they kind of idolized him. And he kind of became, like, a legend or a myth.
So they just, like, say that they voted for him
Yeah.
for clout, or what?
Pretty much. I mean, the world... It's like... This sounds very mean, but, like, Princess Diana can do no wrong. Because she died young.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And another thing is that Kennedy was kind of a homewrecker and a cheater. Okay, you guys think Monica Lewinsky was bad? Like...
I don't think Monica Lewinsky
No,
was
not...
bad.
Like, Clinton, you think his scandal was bad?
Oh.
If Kennedy had gotten a second term in office and it came out that he was having sex with all of these people...
Who?
Marilyn Monroe.
What?
You didn't...
Did you know that?
No.
Okay, it's rumored, but it's rumored that he had an affair with Marilyn Monroe, and that his brother did too. Oh, Robert.
Wait, that's
really
weird.
That
really
one, I
weird.
think, yeah, and it's also okay. Again, these aren't confirmed, but it is rumored that he and Hitler had the same mistress.
What? How does that even come out?
So imagine if he
so
got...
she was flying in between.
No, okay. You know that Hitler died in like 1945 and Kennedy was in office in the 60s. So, but imagine that came out like while he was president.
Imagine being that woman too. Oh my gosh.
We've lost the plot.
Yeah, sorry.
No, but it's true. Like it would have been different.
Yeah.
Those came out after he died. So I mean.
Oh, poor Jackie. I wonder if she knew.
Oh, she knew.
Oh.
Yeah, she knew. Anyways, but because of like his like kind of martyr status and being like a myth or a legend, there was like a lot of pressure on Lyndon B. Johnson to be good, because they're like he was the leftovers basically.
Yeah.
He wasn't elected into office, so he kind of made it his goal and his duty as president to win the Vietnam War. Which is why he was so gung-ho about it. He was like, we have to go all the way. We have to put all these people in here. And he never pulled back. And Kennedy wouldn't have had that same pressure if he was alive for that second term.
Why? Because he was more into, like, domestic.
Kind of, but also he wouldn't have had that pressure of being, like...
As good? Or...
He wouldn't have, like, a successor. Like, he wouldn't be coming after somebody who was so loved by the country.
Yeah.
And Johnson only served one term.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's like he was looking for the validation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, yeah, because he was voted after. But, that's basically, like, something that would have been different. And then, like I said earlier, Kennedy was very skeptical of the military and didn't really want them doing anything without his knowledge. Mm-hmm. He had fired a lot of people before his assassination. Again, conspiracy theory that he was killed. Well... Lyndon B. Johnson was, like, kind of a pushover and took the military's advice at face value, which is why we had so many things happen in Vietnam. And, I mean, if you know, like, Vietnam was, like, a huge turning point in, like, how the country became divided on politics. Like, you know, there was like the social justice movement, there was the anti-war, students started becoming, like, younger people started becoming more involved in politics. And I believe that if Vietnam didn't happen the way it would have happened, we would have such a different political climate today.
What do you think?
I think it would be more liberal.
Like our modern liberal? Or
yeah, I think it'd be different, but I think in terms of okay, this might get a little, like, racy, but I think our politics wouldn't be such a joke the way they are today.
I know, I get what you're saying.
Okay.
Because, I mean, if you've ever watched the debate between the two, it's very, like, cordial and, like, you know, respectful.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think that we've lost respect for each other.
Yeah.
And that's, like, a big thing that, like, I think politics is really missing. And that changes, like, how you interact with, like, any organization. It's just, it is, like, weird to see, like, the difference and, like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, and also, like, just with how, I mean, Johnson actually did a lot for, like, social justice problems. He kind of continued Kennedy's legacy, but I think more would have been done if he was president, because he wasn't such a pushover, like Johnson.
Because he believed.
He really believed it.
Yeah.
And another thing, I mean, this doesn't directly correlate. A lot of people think that 9/11 wouldn't have happened.
What?
Okay, that's kind of messed up. Especially because it's like...
It's two different events. Vietnam and 9/11.
And it's also like... I mean, maybe not 9/11, but like... terrorism's like already on the rise. Like, and there's other forms of... Like, there's cyber attacks. That's a form of terrorism. But like... I feel like that's so insane to say. I mean, I don't know. Like, I haven't studied how that correlates, but like... To say that, like, one specific, like, terrorist attack could be
it's especially
prevented.
It's, like, two different continents entirely.
Yeah.
But I also can kind of see the point of view where it's, like, the butterfly effect. You know, if one thing changes, then so do so many other things. It's kind of like this movie we had to watch in English, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Have you guys ever watched that?
Where if, like, one little thing changes, there's a different... Right.
Yeah, and in those things, it's, like... different isn't always better.
Yeah.
It's not always better. So it's kind of like, you know...
Yeah. Like, we can say that 9/11 probably wouldn't have occurred because, obviously, the timeline gets changed, but something else could have occurred.
Something else horrible could have happened. So, honestly, it's like...
We don't know.
We don't know. And a lot of, like, where my idea for this came from was the Stephen King novel 11/22/63, which is about somebody going back in time and stopping the assassination of JFK.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
It's really interesting. They made a show about it. We should watch it. But in it, when he stops the assassination and goes back to present time, it's like the apocalypse occurred.
Wait.
Whoa.
Have you seen the Umbrella Academy?
Yeah.
They go.
They do the same thing?
They go back and they stop the assassination.
Yeah.
Or they change the timeline.
They did. Yeah.
Like, the last few seasons are all about, like, the timeline, how it changes everything.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Maybe it's probably based on that, but...
Maybe. Honestly, maybe.
Few.
So it's kind of interesting. Just, like, I don't think it would have particularly been better.
Yeah, I mean, just something...
It could have caused so many other problems, honestly. Which I think is what a lot of people's perspective on it is.
Yeah.
But I will say, if it did lead to 9/11 not happening, then My Chemical Romance wouldn't have been a band.
Well, there you go.
So
that's something. That's something right there. I mean,
which means Twilight wouldn't have been a book.
Oh my gosh. Or a movie.
Or a movie, and 50 Shades of Grey wouldn't have been made.
I'm okay with that one.
We can leave that one in the alternate reality where JFK never died. Okay, well, did you guys like hearing about John F. Kennedy?
That was interesting.
I would love a part 2.
What would the part 2 have?
Hitler and JFK's mystery.
Shared mysteries. Honestly, I think you could have an entire podcast about all of his affairs.
That'd be so interesting.
Yeah.
I'll tune
Coming
in.
next.
Next time on the Presidential Podcast.
Yeah.
Presidential Podcast, that's so good.
I said that at the beginning.
Oh.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you to Paloma and Marissa for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Goodbye.